Alex.
Hey, Andrew.
What's this?
This is Brains on the Outside.
And what's Brains on the Outside?
Brains on the Outside, Andrew, as you should well know by now, is a beautiful, wonderful, magical, business-focused, extremely funny weekly podcast.
On top of all those things, it is a podcast that's now run for exactly 1 year. We have made 52 episodes prior to this.
A whole year?
A whole year of Brains on the Outside.
Have we been doing this for a whole year already?
There are people who thought we couldn't keep this up for a whole week. So I think we've done pretty well.
I mean, you say that, but Andrew, it's been a whole year. It's been 52 episodes. And as far as I can tell, not a single one of our ideas has made it to market.
Right. So that is kind of weird. I've been counting up how many years we actually had. We've had over 100 business ideas. We've talked about things like food tubes. Like, what if you get gravy and hot dogs piped right into your kitchen?
I mean, that's a brilliant idea.
And yet, that's not a market yet. What's supposed to be your favorite idea, Alex?
Well, I really liked the idea that you had the other week about going on holiday and just digging a really big hole with your friends.
That was excellent.
That's a really good idea, and there's no problems with that. Yeah, there's some operational issues, but sure, it's a good idea. You were going to make £104,000 a year on that idea.
I crunched the numbers, and it did work out like that. What's weird is I imagine most business ideas start off like this. A new idea will always sound weird, but these new ideas keep getting funded, you know? New things make it to market, and yet for some reason, ours don't.
100 ideas and not... Like, investors look for one idea in 10 that's good. We've got 100 ideas. There's 10 good ideas in there somewhere.
Recently, I tweeted one of our ideas, and they got 4 likes.
4 likes?
Well, yeah, that's actually really good for us. Do you think?
Yeah.
So, last week, we had Ashmita on the show.
Yeah.
And you pitched a great idea.
I did.
It was all about a nursery school that would teach your babies how to be CEOs.
Yeah, baby CEO school.
That is a top 10 idea, but if you listen to the episode, she gave it quite a hard grilling.
Yeah, man, she did. It's true.
Do you think that the problem isn't the idea? The problem is the pitches themselves.
Are we bad at pitching?
I don't think I can comprehend the idea that ideas are bad themselves.
The ideas are really good. We've proven that to be true.
It's got to be the pitches.
It's got to be the pitches, man. So what do we do?
If last year, season 1 was all about coming up with ridiculous business ideas, is this year coming up with the perfect pitch?
I think if we spend the whole year perfecting our pitches on these incredible, perfect ideas, and we become pitch perfect, that we'll be able to go finally on Dragon's Den and actually get some funding.
Oh shit, that's a pretty good goal actually. I'm into that. Brains on the Outside season 2, pitch perfect. In that break, I've done a bit of research.
Oh, nice.
I've gone to the only reputable source I know about pitching theory.
Harvard Business Review.
WikiHow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense, yeah.
And I've got an article up that I think could really guide us this next year of our lives.
Oh, beautiful.
It's got lots of really great advice in it, like do some research on your investor. So I know you pretty well, I think.
Yeah,
so
okay, good.
Confirm how you'll share your pitch deck via the medium of podcast. And there's another 14 things, but it'll be okay.
Okay. You've got a pitch ready.
I've got an idea ready.
Okay.
And I think we can, with this new information I've skimmed over,
we can work out what that perfect pitch is.
Only one issue. Guide number 6 is rehearse your pitch. Which I guess this is the first time it's happening.
Okay, but this is the rehearsal.
This is the rehearsal.
Yeah.
Alex, you know about those food boxes you can order that say new ingredients in a recipe.
Yeah, like Mindful Chef and
exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
By 2030, that industry will be worth $64 billion in the US.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
a lot of money.
A lot of money. I think this is a great place for us to get in.
Yeah, if we can get just 1% of that,
So
Big money.
yeah, that we'll be raking it in even tiniest percentage.
Mm.
The industry is going to be worth $64 billion, but all these boxes compete on the same grounds, right?
Okay, yeah.
They're all going for either low cost, which is great, or healthy.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I think we can go in there and be very disruptive. We're going to
Mhm.
go in and we're going to offer boxes that are deeply unhealthy. We're going to go for boxes that require you to have lots of E numbers and chemicals.
Ooh.
I recently bought a cake.
Yeah.
And I would like to read out some of the ingredients on this delicious cake I ate from Tesco.
Okay.
Sugar,
Delicious.
flour,
Oh, yum.
egg,
Mm.
potassium sorbate,
What?
disodium diphosphate,
Uh-huh.
sodium sterol 2 lactolite.
Oh, that's a delicious one.
That's a really good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have polyglycerol polyricinoleate. In your Mindful Chef box, you're getting none of these.
Ah.
This delicious cake was so good, but you will never get the chance to make it in your Mindful Chef box.
These are all deliciously organic chemicals. They're
Ex-
deliciously organic things to eat.
Yeah, it's a testament to human achievement that we can make food with these weird chemicals in it. So I give you the Chemical Cooking Club, a weekly food subscription service that sends you a recipe and all the ingredients you need to make highly processed food. I've got a tagline I'm workshopping. It's because why should every meal be healthy? Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would I want this? But this isn't a chance just to cook. It's a chance to be a scientist.
I love this.
It's an experiment.
Mhm.
I recently got a coffee siphon. A coffee siphon is a device you put hot water in, you boil the water, and it goes through this tube into another glass container full of coffee beans and grounds. And then when you take the heat off, the water goes through the system the other way and creates a delicious cup of coffee. It's kind of hard to imagine, but it requires a Bunsen burner, basically. It's an experiment. So we're taking that exciting idea of cookery science and applying it to this, let's face it, stale industry.
I mean, everybody loves a Bunsen burner. There is no doubt about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. So give me some examples of meals that I might get from my Chemical Cooking Club boxes.
Well, it's all the meals you'd expect to get from these boxes. You have mac and cheese, or you can get spaghetti bolognese, you get cake. But the twist is they're going to look and taste and have the vibe of a £1 Tesco ready meal because, you know, they need to have a recipe which involves you putting in a whole bunch of something called beta-carotene or algal carotenes.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't even know what that is, but it's on this list of weird ingredients I have.
Comes from carrots, I imagine.
Maybe,
I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah.
But there's benefits to this.
Uh-huh.
A nice, delicious organic meal will only have a shelf life of a day or two after you cook it, but this is going to last weeks. This is going to last months. It's so pumped full of chemicals and stuff. You're
This
really
is
saving a
perfect.
lot of money.
It's perfect for batch cooking, isn't it? You batch up today, you cook 25 lasagnas, and they're going to last you all month because you don't need to worry about them wasting because they've got so many preservatives in them.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
in this sort of difficult economy, these sort of frugal cooking ideas, I think, will be very, very popular.
So this feels like when you get a delivery from the Chemical Cooking Club, you're going to get basically a chemistry set with loads of little pots in it. And some of it's going to have like some minced beef in it and some pasta. And some of it's going to have some various like little white powders and chemicals and stuff in there as well. I mean, that's exciting. Do you get also all the kit you require to titrate, distill, heat all of these chemicals as well? Like, what is the deal here? When I sign up to it, what do I get?
Yeah, great question. So the first few orders, you have the option to get the equipment alongside the food. Ideally, you'll transition to only getting the ingredients and chemicals, but the first few times you are going to have a slightly larger, just a small, tiny, larger investment in order to buy the Bunsen burners, the titration equipment, the sterilization stuff you need to clean your kitchen down afterwards, the protective gear you need to handle these dangerous equipment, and the rest of the very high-end scientific equipment you need to properly cook your food.
Do I get a lab coat?
We have branded lab coats. We have an actual partnership with Stitch Fix, so yes, you do get a lab coat.
Do I get goggles?
We get goggles depending on how dangerous the meal is. We get a lot of during testing. We're worried that people are going to get this in their eyes because some of these chemicals. We're not messing around here. We're not here to hold your hand to baby you. You're getting the chemicals as they come in the factory, even if they're highly concentrated or dangerous. So you do not want to get this stuff on your eyes, on your hands, on your clothes, really anywhere any biological material might be near.
That sounds really thrilling, though. I've got to be honest. Like, I feel excited at the prospect of my dinner preparation, my batch cooking experience being even more dangerous than just using knives and the oven.
Yeah. So this is great talking to you about this because some people view that as a bug and not a feature, but it is the thrill. Once you take a bite of that really, really, really processed curry you've made.
Oh yeah.
And you sort of check your heart rate and you wake up the next morning, you're like, wow, I'm really living life right now. So do you have any other questions, Alex?
Yes, but should we have a quick break and then come back?
Get back into it, yeah. Hey, it's Andrew. Apart from us pitching ridiculous business ideas, the other thing I love doing is reading emails you send in of your business ideas or problems you're having that you'd like us to solve. If you would like to get into contact with us, which I would love you to, please email us at brainsontheoutside@gmail.com. And if you do, we will definitely read it and we will definitely send you a bunch of free merch. That's a pretty good deal, I think.
So, Andrew, while that message played, I was just having a little think and I have some concerns.
Okay, well, this is important. When last episode with Ashmata is we had to realize not to get defensive and allow this constructive criticism in so we can overcome it. It'll make a stronger product. That's okay. Let's hear it.
So I'll start with the cost.
Okay.
So obviously these highly processed foods are very cheap generally.
Yep.
But you mentioned there that the first few times you're going to have to make a larger investment.
Yeah.
I guess I have two questions. So first of all, how much is the standard subscription if I want to get a month's worth of meals? How much is that going to cost me?
Oh, that's dirt cheap, right?
Yeah.
You're mostly buying raw chemical from the refinery.
Okay.
So you get a lot of it. You end up getting way more chemical than you need. But, the bottom of the line pasta or something you get in the Tesco ready meal, that's really cheap as well. So the boxes themselves, it's really cheap. We're talking £5 or something like that.
Oh, okay. And then the lab equipment that I'm going to require to invest in this, how much does that cost?
We've had estimates from suppliers from anywhere between £5,000 to £10,000.
Okay. And
what's your thoughts on that number?
I mean, it seems high.
Well, we did have some options originally where the chemicals came a bit more processed, and it reduced the need for the really industrial piece of equipment. And you get about for £100, we send you a Bunsen burner and some glasses. But we found that experience wasn't as satisfying as having to go from the very base chemicals and the spectroscopy you need to perform on them until you get ready for it. That's where the expenses go, that's all.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, there's something exciting about being a scientist and doing the titrations and having pipettes and putting stuff on slides and putting it under the microscope and then putting it in the spectrometer and all that stuff.
But a lot of that stuff is cheap. A lot of stuff you can do that, but once you having to buy the microscope, that's the expensive bit. If we offered like a kit that was like the titrations and the Bunsen burner that came in about £100 to £200, you wouldn't get, the industrial fridge or the cooker that can you put glassware in and it makes it disinfected.
Oh yeah, the autoclave.
Yeah, you're not getting the autoclave, but would you as a customer be happy with that?
I mean, I probably would be happier with the 100 to 200. I mean, even the 100 to 200 pound price point, to be honest, is a little steep if what I'm going to get is a £5 Tesco's lasagna.
If we could subsidize that by maybe a deal with the chemical industry, maybe it was like, okay, you get all your equipment for free.
Oh yeah, now we're talking.
Right. You maybe even get your box for free.
Oh.
But you also get a bunch of actual industrial chemicals you need to refine in your kitchen and send back to us. How would you feel about that?
That's definitely more interesting and quite exciting as well. I'd also feel like I was contributing to society at the same time as feeding myself.
Well, yeah, I think, Britain, I don't have any facts to back this up, but I assume has a very well-versed history in making chemicals. Probably. I don't know. And you'd be contributing to that.
Yeah, sort of like a kind of home effort sort of.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, sustainable. It's not in a big factory. It's spread out all over the place.
That's actually a really good point. The monopolies right now that exist in the processed food industry, you don't really get artisanal ready meals that are also bad.
Yeah, that are also bad is not the best selling point, Andrew.
Okay, I'll take note of that for the next pitch.
I guess you're showing some vulnerability though. There, you're actually wearing I wear my heart on my sleeve. My stuff's actually not great for you.
The food tastes like dog shit. But that's not the point,
What is the point again?
It's the fun. It's getting to use the Bunsen burner in your kitchen.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's the science. We're doing this for the science, for the experience, and for the technically nutritionally complete food.
So Andrew, let's talk about target audience, target market.
Yeah, okay.
Who are you targeting with this product?
I'm targeting people like scientists, the curious of mind, the innovators, the people who want to be adventurous with their food, who feel restricted and unimpressed by modern cooking utensils. Everyone's out there, they're buying, air fryers. This is the market I'm trying to fill. So there's that aspect, but I also think there's people who are like preppers, people who live in bunkers and stuff, who don't trust big companies and big pharma to refine chemicals out of any sort of watchful eye or watchdog. So this is people like that. And I also think alpha grind set tech bros, people who are trying to really min-max their body, the weirdos who are out there drinking liters and liters of fuel every day to perfectly understand what's going in there. We're giving them the chance to understand exactly how much chemicals like disodium diphosphate is in their diet.
So let me just recap that. So you're saying it's the grind set.
It's the grind set.
It's the preppers.
The preppers.
And it's the cooking bros
now
who want all of the kitchen gadgets and want to make everything from scratch.
Yeah, but you're laughing there. But these are Democrats that will fucking spend money.
You're not wrong. I mean, you're really targeting like the best of humanity there. Truly, yeah. Okay. Now there's a lot of. You've talked about a lot of dangerous chemicals in here.
Yeah.
And you also say that you provide enough chemicals for there to be some left over.
Yeah.
What are you expecting people to do with those chemicals that are left over?
Well, that's an interesting point, actually. All dangerous volatile chemicals left over in this process. Well, I have two thoughts, really. Number one, you can keep these chemicals for the next time you cook. You could remake the meal, you could use these chemicals for next time.
Oh, yeah.
I also, every so often, I read a heartwarming story on Twitter about, people cooking for their neighbors. You could share this out with neighbors in need. Maybe they don't have any glycerol monostearate. And you could share that,
Aren't you sabotaging your own market there, though? In the way that, Netflix has kind of screwed itself by, up until this point, allowing people to share their passwords amongst other households. And then they're now shutting that down. You are allowing people to share their chemicals that they get from their chemical cooking club boxes with their neighbors rather than getting them to subscribe to your chemical cooking club themselves.
Right. Well, so this is the boxes themselves are dirt cheap. Like we don't make very much profit on selling the chemicals themselves. We make it on buying the cookbooks because it's very, very hard for a civilian to do anything with this, 20-liter jar of chemicals your neighbors are giving you. You need guidance, you need support, and that's where we step in.
Oh, okay. So I see. So my neighbor Barbara gives me a jar of glycerol oleate powder.
Close enough, yeah.
I just made something up, and I look at it and I'm like, "What am I supposed to do with this, Babs?" And she says, "Oh, buy this 500-pound cookery book, and that'll tell you how to make use of that."
Effectively, yeah. Because the problem is, you start going on the internet and you start Googling these words, you end up finding yourself in places where, you end up on watch lists, you end up like looking on weird websites telling you to make weird devices. By paying this money to us, you get around all that. We get straight to this is how you use that to make a sausage casserole.
So hang on, let me just get to the bottom here. So are you a cooking box company or a cooking book company?
A bit of both, right? We the way that the little cookery book comes with the box,
yeah,
we can sell those books separately.
Okay, but you sell the books for a lot more than the box.
Well,
with the book in it.
Yes, we're still working out the pricing model, but I feel maybe if you're not subscribed to the service, we're not getting that constant income from you. You will be charged differently, yeah. It might not be £500 a book, but it'll be enough for us to make a profit.
Okay. Now, do you also make a profit on the equipment that you're selling people to make the dinners with? Like the science labs that they're going to need?
Yeah, so we make a lot of money mostly in that as well. So it's the smaller kit we've just decided here as well. We'll make a bit of money in that, but the real money is when we sell them the autoglaive for $25,000. Yeah. So can we talk about investing?
Let's talk about investing, because I've had an idea about how we should do investing in this second year of our Lord of Brains on the Outside.
Yeah, go for it.
So because we're trying to perfect our pitches, I think we should pitch to each other.
Yep.
And in order to really get some skin in the game here, we should each put an amount of money in, of our own real money,
right, in
this year. And then we can each invest in each other's ideas and our own ideas.
I love this. I like this idea of other people to track how much money we've spent.
Yeah.
How much? I have a number in my head that I think would be a good number for each of us to put into this.
Okay.
Should we say it at the same time? I think, are we on the same page here?
Yeah, okay.
52 million pounds. So it's 52 weeks a year. We each have 52 million pounds of our definitely our own money to invest.
Yeah.
If I were to offer you, you have 50, I know this idea is perfect and you want to go all in with your 52 million right now.
Yeah.
But you have to save it other weeks of the year. But if I would offer you 10% of the Chemical Cooking Club.
Oh, okay, yeah.
How much of your $50 million investment pool will you invest?
So for 10% of the Chemical Cooking Club, I will invest. I actually think there's some really good and interesting ways to pivot this company in the future.
Yeah.
Based on the conversation we had about also doing chemical processing inside people's houses. And I think there's real potential in that. So I'm going to say, I'm going to actually invest. I want to go in hard. I want to say £2 million.
Oh, excellent.
Now, how much, Andrew, how much of your own money have you put into this idea so far?
Great. Thank you for asking that, though I'm shocked that you didn't do your due diligence beforehand. Pivoting is very interesting. We were thinking about pivoting just into becoming a chemical company. There's more money in that. So I was lining to make a really big investment. I was going to invest £1 million. Put all my money in the game. So I bought the stuff. I bought the actual equipment. And as I said, the food tastes like goddamn shit. It's really bad. It's really bad. So I've invested £150.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm really glad you are so keen on the idea.
Wait, hang on. You were going to invest £1 million, but you've ended up investing £150.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of R&D needed to do before this food tastes good.
What have you done with the £150? What did you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, not much. I bought a lot of ready meals, did some tests with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I've been eating so much 1 pound macaroni and cheese from Tesco recently.
Oh, I have wondered that.
Yeah, just market research. But with your money, with your investment, we can get this idea up and going. I'm so excited.
Oh, okay.
Right. Excellent.
Thanks for that pitch, Andrew.
I'm super excited about this, about the idea and this new year of pitching.
Uh-huh. I'm
excited to look back in 52 more episodes and look at our investment portfolios and the state of them.
I've got slight regrets about my investment of £2 million, but it is now documented and in the public domain, so I kind of have to stick with it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead and say, like, if you want to subscribe to the Chemical Cooking Club, please do get in touch now with us immediately and express interest in getting involved in this, because I want my return on investment, please.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be great if you could earn some of that money back. I'd be really interested in hearing.
What's that?
I'd be really interested in hearing how much you, the listener, who has little earbuds in the ears right now, or listening to this show through a speaker, how much you would invest in the Chemical Cooking Club.
What's the best way to get in touch with us, Andrew?
The best way to get in touch with us with how much you invest, or a business idea you have, or a problem you have, is by emailing us at brainsontheoutside@gmail.com. And we love, 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 love hearing from you. Is there anything else we'd like to say on this show before we go?
Keep your brain on the outside.
You're so close, but no.
Oh.
Our live show, Alex.
Oh.
You were ready to go right to the end there.
That's right, Andrew. On the 22nd of February, 2023, we are doing a live show at the Station House Pub in our very hometown of Durham, England.
It's going to be really fun. It's our first ever live show. So even if we bomb, you should know that the Station House Pub is the second best pub in the country.
Uh-huh.
So you're going to have a good time anyway.
It's a pub. Yeah. Please do come. We'd love it if you came. If you are going to come, then send us an email and let us know, and we'll say hello to you when you're there.
Oh, that'd be excellent.
Yeah.
Do we have a final business idea?
Yes, I do have a final business idea, Andrew. Aromatherapy, but it just makes you really angry.
Like the opposite of yoga. Yeah.
Keep your brain on the outside.
Keep your brain on the outside.